Welcome to Single Parent Success Stories, a podcast designed to inspire single parents. Here you'll find resources from self-care to finances to parenting and everything in between. Discover what it takes to thrive. Let the stories inspire you to what is possible. Hello and welcome to Single Parent Success Stories. Today's guest is a local, here my neighbor almost, from Verona, New Jersey, I believe, right? Gloria Carpenter is joining us. She's the best-selling author of Power Up Your Dreams, Moving from Self-Defeat to Self-Belief, a professional singer and a Dreambuilder Coach. She believes that each one of us deserves to live a life we absolutely love living. It gives me a great pleasure of having Gloria here with us today. And the reason I have Gloria here is because she grew up in a single parent household. Welcome, Gloria. It is a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Irina. It's such a pleasure to be here and to speak to your listeners.
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So please share with us your story, who you are, what was it like, growing up in a single parent household?
Okay, sure. Hi, everybody. I am not a single parent, but I did grow up in a single parent household, and it was not a happy childhood. I was 2 years old when I had my first memory, and it was me being handed over to a strange woman. I should back this up. Let me back this up to when I was born, my parents were having a hard time.
Okay.
So when I came into the family, I actually was not planned. So they stayed together longer than they should have. But my parents divorced when I was 5, but my parents separated when I was 5. And my father moved out of the house. But at 2 years old, my mother had to give me over to a daycare center because she had to work 2 jobs. My father wasn't really bringing enough income in. So I have that memory of myself being handed over to this strange woman. And of course, at 2 years old, you don't know what's going on, but you have feelings.
Yeah.
And those feelings of what's happening here, where's my mother?
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in a daycare center from the age of 2 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
My mother would pick me up after work. My father would say he would come and visit me, but he only came a couple of times. And I remember waiting in the daycare center, looking at the door, waiting for him to come, waiting so badly for him to show up, and he didn't. It was hard. So during those younger years, our subconscious beliefs start from the age of 0 to 7. That's when it forms. Yes. So I took it all in like it was me, that I was the cause of all of their struggles, and that I didn't matter, that I wasn't lovable. And there's 5 things that we need when we're growing up. And I read this in a book by Diane Yacovelli, and it's called The 5 A's. And the 5 things that we need are attention, appreciation, affection, approval, and acceptance. And I didn't get any of that. So all throughout my life, I subconsciously was looking for these things. And I made a lot of bad decisions based on not feeling good enough or worthy or deserving. And I think the hardest day of my youth was when my father came to say goodbye to me. He moved to California, and I pretended I was asleep, and because I couldn't stand the pain. And even now, I get triggered by the word goodbye. Give me a moment. See, I'm 63 and I'm still tormented by it. So, Can you talk for a minute? Because I got to drink some water.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I know it can be difficult, and it doesn't matter how old you are. We could be carrying that trauma with us for a long time, especially because because it happened when we are at such younger, tender age, when it's difficult to process those emotions and those feelings, and oftentimes we harbor them in because we don't want to appear weak. And growing up, you got to be strong, you got to stay strong, and it's not good to display your weaknesses. But what happens when we don't process our emotions, they can surface even now, even though you're at your age, and you still experience that because it's still close and dear to your heart, even though mentally you understand it's been a long time ago, but emotionally you kind of still there, and you need to let it out. It is okay to cry. It is okay to express. It's okay to feel, because all emotions, they need to be felt. They need to be experienced, and then it becomes easier as we go on. But when we harbor and we store that pain, because the pain lodges deep into our body, and sometimes you can feel maybe something in your throat or something in your heart, you're feeling it, and because we harbored on it, we didn't let it go.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for that. And geez, I didn't expect to go here. I didn't expect to feel what I'm feeling right now, but it's obviously still in me. So that's what I wanted to express. Sorry.
No worries.
I wanted to express to your listeners how important it is to let your kids know that you love them, that you're there for them, that, just give them hugs and tell them they're beautiful, and that there's greatness inside of them. Just let them know that they're meant to be here and that they're worthy and deserving of having a beautiful life. So I pretty much struggled throughout my entire life with these self-limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So, being that we're talking about single parents, I just wanted to make a shout out to the fathers who are listening on this program. If you have any men, oh gosh, I made so many bad decisions with relationships because I didn't have a father figure and I didn't have a role model of how a healthy relationship was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Fathers, tell your daughters that you love them. Tell them that you will always be there for them. Even if you feel like you have to start a new life, don't disconnect your life from them. Keep in touch with them, love them, because your life, you not being there is going to have such an amazing non-impact on what their life will be. They will just go through life picking the wrong men because you left them.
Yeah.
You left them abandoned to struggle on their own. Like for me, I don't think I had a normal, healthy relationship until my now marriage,
Mm-hmm.
which was 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Every man that I chose couldn't commit in some way. So, that was me. That was my choosing them.
Right.
Even though I saw red flags, I chose them because that was my comfort level of, okay, I can live with this. I went through it before. I can handle it. I'll rationalize that I'm not being treated the right way.
Growing up, because they say we marry our daddies and boys marry their mommies.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Subconsciously, maybe they can look different, but emotionally, it's going to have this.
Oh, yeah,
the
for sure.
And you're so right, about picking the same kind of partner for yourself, because this is what you saw from your father, and this is how you experience life. I guess this is how you live. You get married, and then people, pull away, and this is normal, because we don't have that healthy experience of what it could be like, and it's difficult because we have not learned it to. Like, if let's say you were to meet and now you have a great husband and you have a great relationship, but if back then, if you were to meet that perfect person, you probably wouldn't recognize him. Like,
No.
why is he treating me so well? What's
Oh,
going
no.
on there? It's like something going on there.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I had to go through so much introspective work to get to the point of knowing who I was and how valuable I am in this world in order to choose the right man. So it all stems from us and how we feel about ourselves.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And
And
sometimes it takes years to get there.
It took me four something decades. Yes. Yeah, it's funny because my mother, when I first got married, I was 22. And my mother said to me, you're getting married to this man because he's 6 years older than you. He's like a father figure. I'm like, oh, no, that's not me, Mom. I love him. I love him. But she was right. And I didn't put two and two together until after everything was over.
How, like, if you had an opportunity, I know you shared, like, tell your daughters you love them, but if you had an opportunity to talk to your father, what would you tell him? Or what do you wish he would tell you?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry again. Oh, jeez.
No, cry.
Oh, my hormones are running large today. Okay. I have a picture of him in front of me on my wall.
All right.
He would tell me he's sorry, but he had to do what he had to do. That he didn't know any better. That he always loved me. And I know this about him because I'm very spiritual and I feel him. I smell him, which is weird. I have this. So that's a whole nother story. But he passed away when he was 64. This was, gosh, so many years ago. But yeah, I know that he loved me, but he just didn't know how to handle it because in his own life, he never got affection, appreciation, approval, any of that. So he passed it on to me. Yeah. The pattern continued. But yeah, he would just tell me he's looking down on me now and that he's got my back. I think that's what he would say to me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What kind of experiences, how did your life, what was I know it's a negative experience, but was there any positive lessons that you took from that experience that helped you in your life so far?
Yeah, I learned that I was strong, that I had a lot of willpower to live, even though I tried to kill myself once. I didn't really want to kill myself, but I was really having a tough time. I learned that I can move on in my life if I know what I want and I can take care of myself, that I don't need anybody else. Even though I want somebody, I can now take care of myself. And I think all those years of having to struggle and provide for myself monetarily, I mean, I was waiting on tables just so I could eat. It was really bad. But I just realized that I can persevere through anything. And now I know I never have to give up, because I have that spiritual centering now.
Yeah. How did you discover what you want?
Oh, as far as my career? Or
in general, because you were mentioning, I know I can take care of myself if
Yeah.
I know what I want. How did you figure out what you wanted?
Well, what I knew I always wanted at a very young age is that I had a passion for singing and dancing. And I knew that lit me up. So I gave up on myself back then because I would self-sabotage. I would compare myself to others and all these things. But I know that I can have what I want now as far as my career, as far as relationships. I know what I'm looking for. I know I have support from the universe. I know that I have the love of family and friends around me, and I have me. I know who I am.
Yeah.
And that's a biggie, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. And I love it that you were able to find yourself and, to live your dream life, even
Yeah.
though in the beginning you had to go through, waiting on tables and doing that. But in
Took
the
a while.
process, in the journey, you became who you are.
Yes. And that's how it works. It's all a journey of becoming our best self.
Yes. What are you passionate about?
Oh, right now well, there's a few things. I am passionate about my what I do, and that is performing on stages and also helping other women who feel stuck in their lives, whether it's with their job or in relationships, or they just want to be in a better place. I'm passionate about that because I love my life and I wish everybody loved their life, but they don't. And they settle for smaller lives. So that's a passion of mine. And a passion of mine is my family because my sister, out of our dysfunctional family, had 5 children of her own.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she also had, very hard times. But I won't get into her life. But I just want to say that she single-handedly changed the pattern of our family by having these 5 wonderful kids who now have their own kids, and they're all loving families. And I'm just blessed to be Auntie Glow, and, and I'm just, I love being with them, and there's nothing like family. Even though I came from a broken one,
Mhm.
I just now appreciate seeing the love that goes on between the family units.
Yeah, that's amazing because the past does not define our future, and we can totally break the pattern. We can change our life. We're only one decision away of making a choice that we want to do something different and figure it out along the way.
Absolutely. Yes.
What is your superpower if you had to pick one?
My superpower. Compassion.
Okay, compassion is good.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important trait to instill in a child? I know you
That
don't have children, but
I have a
what?
cat.
Okay.
No, it's just not the same. The repeat the question, please.
What do you think is the most important trait to instill in a child? You were a
Self-belief.
child once.
Yeah.
What
Self-belief.
self-belief?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Self-belief goes a long way. And
Yeah. And self-love.
yeah, totally.
2 things that I did not have that I would love to see all children have, because the world would be a much better, peaceful place. And all these kids that are in school right now, if they believed in themselves and they believed that they could have their dreams and do whatever they wanted,
Mhm.
could change the world.
Yeah.
Some of them just get stuck in jobs that they don't want, they have no interest in, and they're not using their gifts. We all have gifts.
Yes. It's because of the traditional societal way of what success looks like, going to school, getting good grades, then getting into college, then getting
Yes.
a job, starting a family. And then you arrive at retirement and you ask yourself, did I actually live? Or did the life just pass me by?
Yes.
Then we have
Yes.
cemetery, the richest place on earth. That's where all ideas went to die because people didn't follow their dreams. They
Yeah.
were afraid or they were doing
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a great quote by Mary Morrissey that says, some people live 90 years, some people live one life 90 times, the
Mhm.
same life over and over. It's like you just have to recreate yourself and keep going with what you love. So I ask your listeners right now, as single parents, even though you are taking care of your kids and working, are you doing some things that you love for
I am.
you, for yourself?
I am.
Okay, good. That's important to have some me time.
Yes. What is your go-to self-care practice?
My go-to self-care practice is journaling. I have a morning practice where I just do a brain dump and get every worry, concern, doubt, everything onto paper so I can release it. And then I meditate. And then I do some yoga stretches. And I do not look at my phone until all of this is taken care of. Because once you get into the monkey mind of having all that busyness in your head, you're done. You're toast. You just get wrapped up in it.
Totally. I do the same thing. I don't do the brain dump, but I walk and I meditate. I read
Yeah.
and listen to a podcast or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
For
yeah,
sure.
no phone. Yeah, because monkey brain just goes. we gotta when we wake up in the morning, we gotta not just wake our body up, we gotta wake our mind up and feel energized.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Awesome.
I just have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm looking at your screen. It says reclaim your life.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were on the single parents.
We are.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
any final words, any advice for parents who are raising single parents who are raising children?
Well, first of all, I commend you because it's so hard raising children when you're working. Very difficult to find time to breathe. I have a niece who has 5 kids, young kids, and I'm like, how are you doing this? And she just is. And she has a husband. And it's hard enough when you have somebody else there to help you. But for a single parent, wow, kudos to you all. Mwah, blessings. Advice, just keep doing the best you can to raise the children that you know they are, who they are. Let them be them. Let them explore their gifts. Encourage them to be whoever they want to be instead of having other people tell them who they should be.
I think that's a very powerful advice.
Yeah.
To let kids be what they are.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we project our desires onto them. We want them to be a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant.
Yes.
But they all have their own unique gifts and their own unique things that they are great at.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yes.
Thank you. If people would like to connect with you, learn more about you, where would they go?
Well, if they want to check out my singing, it's gloriacarpenter.net. If they would love, as far as my book, I have a website called powerupyourdreams.com. And if you wanted to order the book, it's on my website. I would sign a copy for you, or you can buy it on Amazon. I have an audiobook about to come out, so anyone who buys the book will be gifted the audiobook as well. And also, I am doing coaching for those people who are in a position to want to do something different with their life, or they feel like they want to grow, or they want to do something greater. They want to be someone that they're not today. They'd rather be in a different place. And that is also a link on my powerupyourdreams.com website.
Awesome. And we will include all of the links in episode notes so people can connect with you directly.
Yes. And I also wanted to mention that I co-wrote a song called What Daddy Didn't See. Mm-hmm. And that is about my experiences growing up without a father. And I believe you're going to put a link under that.
Yes.
The show notes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. You are an inspiration, and thank you for the powerful words of reminding dads, fathers to say that they love their daughters.
Yes.
Sometimes it's missing.
Thank you for this platform to get it out of me. And I'm sorry for being such a blubbering mess.
That's all right. No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.